Shalom Aleichem, everyone. We're continuing Hachsek's learning of the Pele Yoetz, day number 165, starting a new chapter called Derech, the way, the journey, the path, the roads in which a person is going to end up taking. Rabbi Chazal teach us all of the ways, the roads that a person goes on have a chazaka. They are like almost a guaranteed that there's going to be some kind of a sakana, a danger that's on them. We know what it says in Chazal, adam sakana. A person should not enter into a place of danger. Because maybe HaKadosh Baruch Hu will not make a miracle and save you. And even if he does make a nes, it's going to cleanse out and take away from your schusim, from the merits that you have waiting for you in the world to come. So you don't want any miracles in order to walk down the road. And even worse, there are journeys and there are roads and there are paths that a person takes in life where it's impossible almost to serve Hashem, and to be careful from many of the Yisurim, of the prohibitions that are around, because it's all over the roads. Therefore, Omru, Ashrei Yoshvei Beisecha. Dovid HaMelech says, fortunate is the one who sits in the house of study. That's the safest and the best place for a person to be. Ki Rabbi Yisrael Loichei Drachim. There are many bad things that happen to those people that are traveling along the roads. Besides the fact that they live a life of tsar, of pain, of suffering. They live with the extreme heats during the day, and the kerach and the frigid cold, and the ice at night. V'yakem shara v'shemesh, and the heat and the sun will afflict them. And like this, there are many afflictions that a person will endure while they are on the road. Chazal teach us, going on the way, traveling down the roads, will shorten the days and the years in the life of a person. Like it says, on the way my strength has been afflicted, my days have been shortened. And those people that are bouncing from one place to the other, from one city to the other, because they want to make money, they have to go get a job, they're even worse. Because even after all the hard work that you did to amass the money, there are certain places where the amount of money that you're going to receive is small, and the amount of cherpa, of embarrassment that you're going to receive, is very great. There are certain places where the tzibur, the congregation, is quite poor, and it's enough that they pay travel expenses. They don't have any extra money to give to the ani, to the poor man over here. And if they do give him something, it's going to be small, a few dollars here and there. We have Meshulachim are coming into the shul all day long. We're talking about people that are coming from Eretz Yisrael. They left their families behind, sometimes for months on end, to try to make a living over here, so they can pay off all of the hospital bills and the doctor bills and the mortgages and make the weddings and so on and so forth, everything, and the sickness and the illness, everything they're going through. And says the Pele Yoetz is saying over here that so what happens? So they come into the shul and they're begging for money. They're in hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, and the guy reaches into his pocket and he pulls out $1. What a busha, what a shame, what an embarrassment for this person over here. They're giving you the whole life's story and they're mamash crying and they're in pain. Here you go, here's $1. So that's what he's saying. You go along the path, you try to get the money and make the money, but it's Lamaisa, at the end of the day, he writes over here, it is, if they give you, it's only going to give you a little bit. We find that the expenses of the kehila of the congregation are many, and into the hands of the poor man, only a little bit is going to come. But it's also going to come tremendous amounts of embarrassment and shame as a result in the way that they're going to receive it. And sometimes after the ani, the poor man gets his money, he goes on his way. How many years he has to abandon his wife and his children and the dwelling in poverty where they are. He's trying to make money to send it back, but it takes time. Saif, the end of the day, maybe he's going to have bandits along the way that are going to take his money. And now this poor man's going to go home with nothing in his hands to show for himself. Filled with pain and suffering, v'suga and sorrow, kefula, even mechupelas, even double extra. V'halavai shegam el nafshay lo yigal liyos chalom me'adam, and halavai lo be that this person doesn't become like a corpse in the ground, chas v'shalom, God forbid. And therefore says the Pele Yoetz, a person has to be so particular over here that when he's going along the path and he's going along the derech, so he has to know that it's not always going to work out for his benefit, and even, God forbid, in the end, it can be stolen and like, but still, you're going to have to take care of the derech of the path that you're on in the right way. Therefore, someone has a brain right over here in their skull, do not go along these pathways. Unless you already acquired a good name for yourself, and therefore by these travels that you're doing, he's talking about business related things, so then you'll be able to make the money that you need. But if that's not the case, anyone who goes along that path is going to have harata, they're going to have regret. And in general, the people that are traveling, they are embittered souls. And their mind doesn't even think that they're ever going to make it home. I'm just going to go from one pitfall and one struggle to the next. God forbid. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will atone for their sins. And that's all that the going along the derech is going to be. But ultimately, what does Hashem want? Hashem wants that you should be back home, you should be with your wife, you should be with your children, you should build your shalom bayis and your chinuch habanim and your learning and your Torah and your davening, all that. That's really what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. Sometimes there's no choice but to have to go traveling and journeying on the road. But when a person does that, Be'ez Hashem, if you do it wisely in the way that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants, then you use the travels in the right way, and you will be able to use the roads to be able to bring you to the ultimate journey, which is always getting closer and closer to Hashem. All the best.